A long overdue manifesto for the mobile lifestyle, and Tim Ferriss is the ideal ambassador. This will be huge. That's Jack Canfield, right? Co-creator of Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yeah, powerful praise. And you had Phil Town, too, author of Rule #1, calling it stunning and amazing.
Exactly. We're talking about The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss today.
And welcome back, learner. This is a fascinating one you've brought us. It really says something that this book, the one that got all these accolades later from CEOs, entrepreneurs, even producers.
Right.
It was apparently turned down by, 26 out of 27 publishers?
Wow. Yeah, that rejection rate. It often means you're looking at ideas that really shake things up,
Definitely. Which makes it perfect for a deep dive like this.
Absolutely. So for this session, really focusing on you, the learner, we're not just going to skim the surface. The mission here is to pull out those core actionable ideas.
Get you those aha moments quickly.
Right, without getting totally bogged down. We want to understand the foundational thinking behind this whole approach to, work, life, freedom.
Okay, so let's start with the big problem he tackles first, this idea of the deferred life plan. He basically says, look, people don't just want millions of dollars. What they really want are the experiences they think only millions can buy.
Like the ski chalet, the round-the-world trip, that kind of thing.
Exactly. The travel, the hobbies, the time. It's not just the bank balance.
And his big question is, well, why push all that stuff off to some distant retirement that, let's be honest, might not even happen the way you imagine?
Right. He's all about finding ways to have the fun and profit, as he puts it, like now.
Which leads to this idea of the new rich, the NR versus the dealers, the D.
Yeah, can you unpack that a bit?
Well, the dealers, they're playing the long game, right? Climbing the ladder, hoping for an IPO, maybe just waiting for that traditional retirement check.
Okay, focused on the future payoff.
Exactly. But the new rich, the NR, they prioritize cash flow and designing their ideal life today. It's about having those rich experiences now, not just avoiding work you dislike or waiting years for a big payout.
It's a real shift in mindset.
It really is. We're often taught the perfect job is this, all-consuming thing that defines us, takes all our time. But Ferriss flips that. He suggests maybe the best job is actually the one that takes the least time.
Freeing up time, automating income, that becomes the focus rather than finding ultimate fulfillment in the job itself.
Yeah. Which means we have to start questioning some really deep-seated ideas about work, responsibility, success.
Right. The book really pushes you to look hard at what you consider realistic or responsible. Are those beliefs actually holding you back?
And that's where fear setting comes in. It's such a powerful tool.
It's not just positive thinking, is it? It's more analytical.
Totally. You define the fear, specifically, what's the absolute worst that could happen? Then how could you prevent that? And if it did happen, how could you repair the damage? What steps could you take?
And he also adds looking at the benefits of succeeding, right? Or even the benefits of a partial success.
Yes. He uses that example of Hans, the guy terrified of quitting his job.
The surf adventure guy in Brazil.
That's the one. By going through that fear-setting process, he realized his fears were mostly, kind of overblown. And taking the leap led him to a much better life.
It really demystifies the fear, doesn't it? Makes it manageable.
It does. And then there's this other kind of wild idea he throws out there.
Which is?
That aiming for unreasonable or unrealistic goals might actually be easier.
Easier? How does that work?
Well, the thinking is these huge goals give you this massive adrenaline boost, right? More motivation. And also, there's just less competition.
Okay. Fewer people are even trying to do the really audacious stuff.
Exactly. Most people self-select out because it seems too crazy.
That makes sense. And it ties into his comfort challenges, too.
Right. Intentionally doing things that make you a bit uncomfortable.
To expand that comfort zone. Like the example he gives, the eye-gazing thing.
Oh, yeah. Just making sustained eye contact with a stranger. Sounds simple, maybe a little awkward.
Definitely awkward.
But it forces you to confront that social anxiety, and it can really shift your sense of what you can handle, just pushing those boundaries deliberately.
Okay. So you challenge assumptions, you face fears. The next step is reclaiming time, the eliminate section.
Yes. And this kicks off with the classic 80-20 principle, Pareto's law.
Right. The idea that 80% of your results come from only 20% of your efforts, roughly speaking.
So the key is figuring out what that vital 20% is for you and focusing intensely on that while cutting out or minimizing the rest, the trivial many that just eat up time.
And then there's Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time you give it.
Yeah. We've all felt that.
So he says, flip it. Shorten the time allowed. Force yourself to focus only on what's truly important because you just don't have time for fluff.
It creates urgency. I also love the idea of the not-to-do list.
Ah, yes. Being just as intentional about what you won't do.
Exactly. Identifying those time-sucking activities that don't really move the needle and actively avoiding them.
So practical ways to do this.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about batching tasks.
Yeah, like doing all your email just once or twice a day in a specific block. Same for phone calls.
Instead of constantly reacting.
Right. You create these big chunks of uninterrupted time for deep work. He even argues the time saved usually outweighs the cost of dealing with the occasional urgent email you missed for a few hours.
Makes sense. And training people on your schedule. Using autoresponders.
Yeah, setting expectations. Letting your boss, colleagues, clients know when you check email, when you're available. It cuts down interruptions.
And learning to say no, obviously. Avoiding pointless meetings.
Crucial. He uses that funny puppy dog close analogy, too.
For trying things out reversibly.
Yeah. Instead of a hard commit, suggest like a 1-week trial for a new process or responsibility. See how it goes. Much easier to back out if needed.
Okay, and then the big one for many people, outsourcing. Virtual assistants or VAs.
This can be huge. Delegating those tasks that are really time-consuming but also well-defined.
Things like research, booking travel, managing your calendar, maybe even basic customer service emails.
Absolutely. Things that eat your time but don't require your unique skills. And he makes a good point about cost.
Focus on the cost per task completed, not just the hourly rate.
Right. Sometimes paying a bit more per hour for someone super efficient actually saves you money compared to someone cheaper who takes twice as long.
Good point. And finally, in this elimination phase, the information diet.
Oh, yeah. Cutting down on the noise, being super selective about what news or media you consume.
Selective ignorance, he calls it. Maybe stop watching the 24/7 news cycle.
Right. Focus on getting essential info from reliable summaries. Maybe learn speed reading for things you do need to read. Control the input.
Okay, so time is freed up. Now, how do you make money without trading hours for dollars constantly? That's the automation part, right? Creating a muse.
Exactly. The Muse is key. It's basically a business, often online, designed to make money with very little ongoing effort from you once it's set up.
And he has specific criteria for it.
Yeah, like low startup costs under $500 ideally.
Okay.
Something you can get mostly automated within about 4 weeks.
4 weeks, wow.
And then once it's running, it shouldn't take more than, say, 1 day a week to manage.
Okay, so low cost, quick to automate, low maintenance. And finding the right market.
Crucial. He emphasizes finding a niche you can actually reach and tapping into existing demand.
Yeah.
Don't try to invent a need. See what people are already buying.
Offer a better version or serve an underserved part of that market.
Exactly. And interestingly, he pushes for higher pricing.
Really? Why is that?
Fewer customers needed to hit your goal, which usually means less customer service hassle, lower overheads, potentially higher profit margins. He talks about like an 8-10x markup.
Wow, okay, that's bold. And testing the idea first.
Definitely. Micro-testing. Use cheap ads like Google AdWords or maybe even just eBay auctions to see if people actually click and try to buy before you invest in inventory or building something complex.
Like those examples. Sherwood testing shirt designs on eBay.
Yeah, or Johanna using AdWords to see if people search for the problem her product solved.
Real-world validation on a small scale.
Smart. And building expert status quickly.
Yeah, you don't need 20 years experience necessarily. Use credibility indicators, maybe interview actual experts, and package that knowledge into something sellable, like an ebook or a course.
Got it. So automate the income, free the time, which leads to liberation, mobility, mini retirements.
This is the exciting part for many, the whole idea of mini retirements instead of waiting for one big one at the end.
Taking regular intentional breaks could be a month, could be 6 months throughout your working life.
Exactly. To travel, pursue a passion project, learn a language, whatever. It's about weaving life into work, not just waiting for life after work.
And for people still in jobs, he talks about negotiating remote work. Yeah, making the case based on increased productivity. Showing your boss it's actually better for the company if you work remotely. Make it harder for them to say no.
Like Sherwood getting approval to work from Germany during Oktoberfest.
Right. Demonstrate the benefits clearly.
And what if the job just isn't fixable? Isn't compatible?
Then it might be time for killing your job, as he puts it. Don't let sunk costs, all the time and effort you've already put in, keep you trapped in something that doesn't fit the life you want.
That's a tough one, but important. Letting go.
Yeah. And then he gets practical about planning the mini retirements themselves.
Budgeting, finding cheap places to stay like hostels or apartments.
Navigating cheap flights, local transport, handling mail, health insurance, the logistics. He gives examples of living quite affordably in places like South America or parts of Europe.
Yeah, showing it doesn't have to cost a fortune.
But he also addresses something important, the potential void.
What happens when you suddenly remove work, which took up so much time and identity?
Exactly. It's normal to feel a bit lost or even down initially after a big change like that.
So the key is to be intentional about filling that time.
Right. With things that matter to you, hobbies, learning, creative pursuits, maybe even service or volunteering. Something meaningful to replace the structure of work.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, the core message of the 4-Hour Workweek is really this fundamental rethink of work and life.
Yeah, prioritizing time and freedom, designing a life full of experiences now, not just someday.
So for you, learner, maybe think about what's one fear you could apply fear setting to this week?
Or what's one time-consuming, low-value task you could try to eliminate or automate?
Could you brainstorm even one potential muse idea based on your skills or what you see people needing?
And just imagine, what would even a short mini-retirement look like for you? Just picture it.
The book asks, what's the worst that could happen? Which is a great question.
But maybe for you, the even bigger question is, what amazing things might you be missing out on by not challenging the way things are?
Definitely something to think about. We'd encourage you to keep exploring these ideas, maybe even grab the book itself for all the detailed tactics.
It could genuinely change how you see your time and, well, your entire life.